Very good morning or good evening, everyone. So I'm really excited to be here today to talk about something that is just not a career, but a mission critical skill for the future of the cybersecurity with the Security Operations Center. So, before we just give a introduction about the course, and I just wanted to start with some simple question. So every day, how many of you using the mobile banking and social media or cloud applications? And imagine what if all the data which is resides in mobile banking and social media, email, and your personal information and financial details and these company secrets is exposed or stolen. So that's why the cybersecurity comes in the picture. Wherein the very important is we are living in the digital world where everything is connected with this growth of the cyber threats that are increasing rapidly in the modern day world. So the companies are losing millions of dollars due to the cyber attacks, and many data breaches are happening every day in around the world, and even many governments are targeted to exposed by the malicious persons in the cyber world. So cybersecurity is no longer optional, and it is essential. So do we know that what this is a huge shortage of the skill cybersecurity professions globally. This means so to entering into the cybersecurity field, this is one of the most in demand careers right now around the world. So let me talk about the future of the cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is just not slowing down. It's growing in a faster than ever in modern AI era. With the cloud computing and remote work and the digital transformations, the securities are more demanding. Security professions are more demanding professions. I would say that the needs are keep on exploding. So the organizations are investing heavily in cybersecurity, especially in the cybersecurity operations and the respective cybersecurity domains. Okay, so the SOC teams are I would say the heart of the cybersecurity, which is keep on doing the monitoring the data and monitoring the network flow and detecting the attack and detecting the malicious traffic and responding to the threats, in the real time. So in the coming years, SOC analysis will be one of the most critical roles in everyday organization. You know, so in the cybersecurity, which is we are now living in the AI era. Now many people may ask, so will AI will just replace the cybersecurity job? The answer is strictly no. It will not replace the jobs. It will enhance them to prepare them to face the modern day cyber threats. So the AI will automate the repetitive tasks, but also the human intelligence is needed to analyze the threats to find. Okay. So the experts are needed to make a decisions in order to mitigate the future alerts. So the skilled professions are needed to respond to the incidents. In fact, the cybersecurity professionals who understand the AI will grow even faster. So instead of replacing the cybersecurity, AI will make more powerful and more valuable. Okay. Okay. So the coming back to the next one. Okay. Becoming non-replaceable professional. Now the real question is, how do we become the non-replaceable as a SOC engineer or a cybersecurity professional or the endpoint or network or a proxy or the pen testers and so on. So the roadmap is that before we get into this, we have to build the strong fundamentals and actually what's happening in the real world attack scenarios and gain a hands-on practical experience and learn the modern day tools which are used in the industry and develop the analytical and problem solving skills and continuously upgrade the knowledge. It will make you become the non-replaceable, the cybersecurity expert, or non-replaceable security operation experts. So the goal is not just to learn. The goal is that the main goal is that to make the person become replaceable. So this is how that main agenda, the course has been crafted in such a way that mostly in current industry. This is exactly why we created the course. So the cybersecurity with the security operations center, this has been designed in such a way. For example, let's say I'm the person who newly enrolled this course or as a beginner. Even the beginner wants to enter into the cybersecurity, or I have some industry knowledge or the IT experience, or I know some of the tools in cybersecurity. Like I'm being considered as an intermediate professional who wants to switch into SOC. This course is crafted in such a way not only for beginners, also for the intermediate professional. So even if you have or you don't have a prior experience, no need to panic. We are here to guide you step by step to jump into this field. Okay. So this course actually is being crafted, you know, it's just not a complete theoretical experience and who will just run through all the slides and run through the, boredom uh, theories and PPT running, not just like that. And we have crafted a course in such a way that it's a completely practical come learning experience. So what are the things basically you will know that you will understand what is the basics of cybersecurity and network fundamentals, and what are the network security and and the core concepts and security frameworks and incident response and network security and system fundamentals, which includes both Linux and Windows operating system, and the concepts of offensive and defensive security and DevOps and Dev security ops concepts and cloud endpoint and network security and modern day cyber threats and understanding of the malwares and essentials of malware analyzing. And also we covers the SOC fundamentals and real world workflows and what are the SIM tools and available in current market and how to do the log analysis. And also, and we will cover the basics of how to do uh, just create or defend the attack by using the nmap tools, and also that as a beginner or the intermediate engineer, how to do the alert triage and do the basics of automation by using SOAR. Okay. Also, we will help you to build your own lab. Uh, that I would say that SOC lab to do or enhance your hands-on experience. And most importantly, and we have covered basics of the interview preparation, and what are the questions you may anticipate when you are attending the interview as a L1 engineer or L2 engineer or L3 engineer and so on. So these are the things actually we covers in the course. So this is how the cybersecurity roadmap goes. So we covers from the beginner to keep your hands dirty and scratch your head as a beginner, and then we will drive you in such a way that, and at the end of the course, actually you will be in the position to land in the safest job market and the non-replaceable job market, which is the cybersecurity industry or the SOC analyst. Okay, so this is how that the course has been prepared. Okay, so this course will be conducted by our expert cybersecurity professionals who's holding 15 plus years of experience as a cybersecurity analyst or technical design analyst or the SOC expertise. So the course, whenever we are conducting the respective sessions, and we will compare and correlate with how the real industry scenario is and how the current market expectation is and how the security operations or cybersecurity performs in the era or the current companies. So this won't just teach you the core concepts. Also, our experts will show you how things are actually work in the real companies. Okay. So the final message, what you would say that, so if you are looking for the stable and high growth career and the future proof domain, or the role that is expected and in on demand domain, I would say the cybersecurity or especially the SOC, it's a right path. And this course is your gateway into the world, I would say. So, but the last but not least, once you are entering into the world, we will make sure that we are just not only, just guide you and what are core concepts and how the things are working, how the modern day works. Even our experts are here, and we have a dedicated team who can work with you, and who can travel with you, and we will guide you in the step by step how to crack the interviews also to land into this cyber market as a beginner or an intermediate professional. So actually, I would say that this is course is just not only learn or just not only watch the videos or the course, it will help you to become someone who can defend the systems and stop the attacks and secure the digital world for you as a personal, for your company as a professional. Thank you very much for sharing your time, and we are looking forward to see you as all future cybersecurity professionals. Once again, thank you so much for your time.